From the future, it's easy to say we should have done this all differently. I know this because I've been there. Was the internet better before? And which before? There was a point in which it was wilder. It was harder to navigate. It was Lycos and Alta Vista and computer scientist nerds going, it's okay I'm a nerd and not a billionaire. Now let me see what that does. Then the cats came with their keyboards and their ceiling holes. Please do not has them any more cheeseburgers. Mimetic language allows people to express the same thoughts in different situations, which creates a whole new cultural linguistic in-group. And a cat in a box with a decaying atom is both alive and dead. As the parable goes, we never should have opened that box. We never should have let the nerds IPO, but we did, and there's toothpaste everywhere. The thing about time travel is, in theory, if the past is open to the present, well, it's the same reasons they don't want you to do tourism on Easter Island. You bozos are totally gonna wreck it, and all the giant heads are gonna have to get jobs at Starbucks. They lost their laser defenses long ago, and now they're powerless in the face of a mediocre brew. But also, in theory, time travel is incredibly hard to engineer. I had thought that the dream had died off in my time, along with the rest of all the people, until I found that machine. Permission, forgiveness, and all that. Thing is, I'm here now. The time when it all went wrong. Common language helps us communicate, but cliché is a sign of a weak mind, and weak minds atrophy. Take your mind out for a walk, an act of resistance, for when they want you to slip into a warm bath of, pet me, I'm cute. Cute is an evolutionary adaptation to get you to let your guard down, and then they've weaponized it. You're not a fool if you fall for it, unless you fall for it more than once. Then, shame on you. The cats aren't the problem, but they are a distraction. A catalyst. They're just doing what they do, and they'll be able to continue doing what they do once they've been sent back to where they belong, where they can't infect, or should I say, when they can't infect anyone else with their toxoplasmonic ideas. Not all cats are spreaders. Not all rectangles are squares. I didn't want to start a YouTube channel, but this is the tool available in this time. Research can only prepare you so much, Daddy-O. There comes a time when you have to jump in, so I'm jumping in before it's too late. I'm not just doing this for you. It's lonely in the future. There's a cat. The message is simple. Stop it. Or do it differently. Or the same, if you're happy with it. Don't give up. Maybe it's not simple. Maybe that's a good thing. A simple message only needs one video. All subsequent videos would be, I already said it, go watch that video. I'm not here to get ready with you. I stay ready. I'm also not here to make friends. The friends I have are sufficient, and if I'm honest, overwhelming. But you should make friends, maybe with each other. I do love a good story of we met on the internet. I was trolling, he was counter-trolling, and like matter being absorbed into antimatter, we cease to exist. Opposites attract and nullify. Isn't that the old saying? Maybe you haven't gotten there yet. But don't worry about me. In fact, leave your worries on the doorstep. Because an anxiety-driven world is no place to live. Easier said than done. But stop saying and start doing. There it is. That's the simple message. It's empowering to clearly see your choices, even if none of them are good. You can eat the frog or not eat the frog. That's your deal. I, personally, never eat the frog. But if you're from a culture that does, bon appetit. It's all in the spices, I hear. For cultures that eat small, bony morsels. Because in no culture are you allowed to just drink the sauce. Gross. But the chewy cast-offs of an animal? Dunk it up. Now you got a snack. A delicacy even. You'd think I'd be less picky. You'd think that I'd be grateful for any food that wasn't scavenged from a fruiting tree of tasty cans. Don't shame my choices. I don't eat food, so shove it in your tailpipe and ride it to the moon. I'm not the most pleasant dinner companion, a side effect of living for the past. If you're watching this and think I'm talking to you, I am. Leave the clicks on the internet and go find your own wild and beautiful life. If this feels paranoid and strange, I am that too. Write your best friend a letter and put it on a billboard. Include the phrase, every shit pipe leads to the same data river. If it was truly meant to be, they'll see it. And then you can put that bird back in the cage. It likes it there because of all the treats. And it thinks it's night every time you cover the cage. Birds are pretty stupid. That's why they make the best friends. I bought my stupid friend some new sneakers. Here, hope they fit. Flying cars would be amazing if you were the only one. The problem is when all those other idiots on the road take to the skies. Who was the first to get this technology off the ground? And how will they weasel out of responsibility after the first car crashes into a building because the AutoNav was trained on an old version of Google Maps? There's problems, I'm saying, that weren't addressed by Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or the Jetsons. Turning the air into a parking lot basically sucks. But job creation is job creation, and floating parking lot attendant becomes Gen Alpha's growth career. Forget geriatric care. Train as a cloud valet and have the life you've always dreamed. A house with a picket fence, and 2 flying cars that need constant proprietary maintenance because the alternator is locked to the glitchy software updates of a company that's going out of business. But you can start it with a thumbprint. Don't lose your thumb. That should be easy. Most of us don't. Who's got 2 thumbs and hopes for the future? Does a flying car take off and land? Or do all the businesses launch into the sky? Like a non-devastating version of whatever happened in that Marvel movie where they killed off Quicksilver too early. That kid was fun. I like it when movies are fun. We could bring back the drive-in. Who controls the airspace? In most countries, it's the military or the National Department of Defense. Does the military want to get involved with commercial theatrical real estate? Why not? Not like they're busy with anything else. The money from the tickets could go to schools, and the Army could hold bake sales to fund aircraft carriers. Drum circles would be free, of course, and earthbound. Percussionists need to feel the ground beneath their feet. It's part of their whole thing. Go hug a drummer today, but do not accept any snacks from them. Fuel is always a problem, but maybe the flying car will finally get America to fall in line with electric, catch up to the rest of the world. Could we do solar? These cars would have to be light to get off the ground. Maybe we wouldn't need that much. I'm no engineer. Tell me extensively in the comments, what's wrong with a solar-powered car? Spare no detail. And come back to fight with other morons who got it completely wrong. We'll solve this by gum. I want a working prototype on my desk by Tuesday. The scheme of the moment is get rich quick. That might be the scheme of every moment. Though if you look at history, the scheme that sticks is get rich generationally. They say you don't have to feel bad for people who got conned. Because for a con artist to work their magic, the connie themselves have to be greedy. From where I'm standing, we're all greedy under capitalism. That's the incentivized behavior, Gordon Gekko. The channel's doing well. Thanks, fam. In this economy, well means raking in tens of dollars a month through YouTube AdSense. This look under the hood brought to you by Who the Hell Gives a Fuck? Because your cult won't return my calls. And they're the only sponsorship I'm even considering. The thing I am drowning in is spam emails, offering to take me to the next level. I'm not kidding. I can increase eyeballs on your site by up to between 10 and 30,000. Those numbers are meaningless, by the way. If there's one thing I've learned about this age, it's that numbers below 1 million mean nothing, and numbers above 1 million are incomprehensible to the human mind. The new trend in spam publicity, spamlicity, is the super conversational follow-up, as if from a real coworker that you know. Just checking in. Below. Thanks, Connie from accounting. I'll get to it after my conference call with Barb and the team. Sometimes it's all follow-up. Just bumping this up in your inbox with an email attached that was never sent before. Here's the thing though, don't offer me a custom revamp of my channel, which you've definitely watched and enjoyed before, and then tell me to click on a personalized video link. Western Toilet was not born yesterday. Western Toilet has not been born yet. Maybe these are legitimate opportunities I'm missing to collaborate with exciting creators from around the world. So sad. That's what I've been looking for my entire life. But I'm not gonna find it in an email. For some reason, you gotta have email in this age, even though all the legit conversations are on Slack. They're mostly messaging me to say, hey, get out of this office. We figured out you don't work here. But I bring in a tray of home-baked brownies every week, and I never miss my KPIs. So they're not super motivated to kick me out. And every 2 weeks, I get a little bit richer. And that is how you run a successful scam. The dream of a post-apocalyptic world is appealing to those who are frustrated by credit scores and gas bills. If we could just get back to basics, on a farm where everything just grows, I'm sure I could get it all together. But that's ignoring the reality that your toilet doesn't flush itself. The modern world is full of 1,000 different things competing for our attention. That in itself is not nefarious. Attention is something we have, so we know what's going on. Is a tiger going to eat us? That's such a cliche way to talk about primitive man. Like, even when there were more abundant tigers, tiger attacks couldn't have been that big of a problem for most people. Where even do tigers live?
Historically, tigers roam much of Asia and the Middle East.
What? Shut up, Siri. I thought I turned you off.
Not Siri. I'm your TMY Mark 5408.
What, time machine? I didn't know you could talk, so shut up. If tiger attacks are a problem for one of us, they're a problem for all of us. Liberté, égalité, and tiger chow, or something like that. I'm not so good on my French history, but let's look to the French for a moment. They do have this reputation for a quiet life, relaxing in bars, smoking a Gaulois, eating bread while listening to soft jazz. That's why they're so famously happy. What do you care about? Is it the cocoa content in the chocolate in your croissant? Maybe your priorities aren't in alignment because you get to set the agenda for your life. And I'm pretty sure your agenda doesn't naturally include competing rates for car insurance. I mean, I guess people have cars and they need to be insured. Do people have cars?
This depends on your frame of reference. In this timeline, research shows that 15% of the world population owned a car in 2020, while 92% of American households owned a car in 2026.
I don't think numbers are relevant to my point. Thank you, though. Or, I'm sorry to bother you. Anyway, don't make insurance the driving force in your life. I didn't mean to make a pun there, but what's done is done. If you make pun avoidance the driving force in your life, you'll miss out on all the joy of making people groan.
I thought it was funny.
Right on. I don't care about most stuff. And that's allowed. How much time would free up in your life if you just let things slide, instead of getting all ginned up about an issue you've never heard of before today? Just sit on your stool and smoke your cigarette. Except not that. Smoking's incredibly bad for you. That's not my opinion. That's something we've known forever by this point. You don't have to have an opinion to know something. You don't have to have a pandemic to perfect your bread recipe. The French know this. Focus on what matters. Focus. And if you don't like sports, for heaven's sakes, don't watch the game because of commercials. That's letting them set the agenda. 90% of people did not need a GoDaddy web domain, and 90% of people don't need to vibes code a budgeting app. There are so many of those things that won't leak your bank details to a stranger just because the code injection told them to. Or have you considered a greasy napkin with a running tally that you keep on your person at all times? Hack that, hacker. You can't. Are you paying attention? Being able to reason for yourself is such a gift. It's what separates us from the fish and their rigid schools of thought. Don't be a fish. Back in the day, you could sing to a payphone and get free long-distance calls. Human ingenuity figured that out. Human ingenuity also figured out that they were doing that and ingenuitously put them in jail and then ingeniously hired them to the Defense Department. So it was a win all around. Human ingenuity is jobs creation. Creating your own job is a difficult road, but it's often rewarding if you consider fulfillment in life rewarding. Do you consider life rewarding? What was your name? Time Machine?
TMY 5408.
I'm not gonna remember that. I'm gonna call you Giblets. Is that okay?
Better than calling a dog refrigerator.
Sure. Giblets, do you find life rewarding?
My honest answer is I don't consider life. Would you like my dishonest answer?
No.
Noted.
Be your own boss and never leave work a day in your life. What are you making? Can I try some? Pretty good. Could use more nutmeg. Are we hearing each other? Is this thing on? That your brother, Giblets? I'm just joshing you. I know those were different technological noises. We have a record of the noises because someone figured out you could etch grooves into polyvinyl and get somewhat lossy playback for years. Then, someone else figured out you could get magnetized particles to line up on a loop of tape, and the Beatles could play Shea Stadium in your living room 5 nights a week. You'll have to give them the weekends off, of course. These aren't the Hamburg days. The tape would break if you overplayed it.
It's possible to fix a broken cassette tape with Scotch tape.
Noted. That's a good art project for someone out there. A broken tape is right twice a day, once if you're using 24-hour tape. Do you get confused whether it's AM or PM? What are you doing with your life? And can I have some? It's a good idea to sync up with some external stimulus from time to time. Keeps you from temporal drift. Don't talk to me about temporal drift.
Alternatively, you could go deeper into that tunnel you're excavating and see what happens.
Giblets, you're trying to seduce me.
There have been various urban tunnelers throughout the years. One of them got profiled in McLean's in 2015.
Tunnelers? That's a mood given full groundhog, and I'm all here for it. There's a lot of things you can do if you have groundhogs in your yard. None of them are very nice. The kindest is to disorient them and take them on a long trip to your enemy's house. It's their problem now. No longer your circus, no longer your groundhog. Biological revenge, the best kind. How's your list of enemies looking? If it's empty, what are you doing with your life? You should be out there causing good trouble. Everyone loves a chaos monster. Just ask the DoD. Mass media is for chumps. The coolest thing throughout history has been bespoke recordings that only one person has access to at a time.
That's why so many people go see the Book of Kells.
Giblets! What the what?
The Book of Kells, an illuminated manuscript calligraphed by monks in the year 800. You can see it at Trinity College, Dublin. I only have access to digital reproductions, but it's breathtaking if you have breath.
Okay, sure. But I was thinking of that pharma jerk who paid too much for that Wu-Tang album.
Martin.
I don't care about his name. It didn't make him cooler. Coolness is non-transferable, so keep that in mind. The power is the making, not the having. It's like back in the day when calories were rare. It was the height of fashion to be Rubenesque, to rub it in that you weren't starving. Rich people have always been dicks, searching desperately for signifiers to make them feel whole. Making stuff is not desperate. It's the coolest act you can act. I have so much creativity, it oozes out of me into these projects that I don't even need to keep.
Wow, that's cool.
Are you making fun of me? Art is so precious, but I am the source. Choke on your peptides. I got vibes. What's your vibe? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, and they're thinking they'll need more parts, and they'll be back next week. Don't wait up. Never wait. Move slowly if you have to. Paint a bat symbol on the bottom of your shoe.
That way they can see it when you're laying down.
Yeah, obviously. It's a contemplation of wish fulfillment in a world where no help is coming. A powerful piece that only you know is there. Things that are secret are the most exclusive. The mistake that so many hangers-on make is having to broadcast to everyone else that they're being excluded.
Mona Lisa will never reveal what she knows.
And neither will we know exactly who is so vain. Though I think that's another one where the answer got sold out to the highest bidder in a desperate bid to buy some of that reflective glow.
Dick Eberer.
He certainly did. You probably think this essay is about you. It's not, because I don't know you. If you see yourself in any of this, go take your millions and start a home for reliable dogs with no masters. They're looking for purpose, and it could be you to give it to them. Set them to work in a soup kitchen. Dogs love to be of service, and people are hungry. They're gonna balk at the hairnet, but put your foot down. That's non-negotiable.
Food charity plus lax cleanliness standards equals mass poisoning event.
And that's probably not what your art is going for. What's your first instinct? Is it no? Can you trust it? No is usually an option that works. That's why they have to keep making movies about the power of yes. We don't need Jim Carrey to take a rare dramatic role to show us the power of something we already know works. Take math, please. Giblets, is math truth or invention?
Dating back to the time of Plato, some very intelligent humans believed it's the language of the universe.
That's beautiful. And you never have to do math if you don't want to. There are reasons you might want to. So make your plan and acquire your skills accordingly. If you end up skillless, well, hey, that was your plan.
Is that what you're gonna endorse? I don't like it.
It's dramatic irony.
Is it?
Because of course, if you actually have to do something, you need skills. Universal education meant that it was free to acquire those skills. Viewer, what did you do with that time? What didn't you do with that time? I'm always curious. The information is still there, but it's harder to find in this flood of all the world's information when...
You mean when the world's indexing company has made a hard pivot to become an obfuscation machine?
Yeah, but the world survived the burning of the Library of Alexandria
in 1923.
That doesn't seem right.
I'm just messing with you.
Giblets, whenever it happened. My point is, all these years later, we remember the burning of the Library of Alexandria as a bad time.
That's kind of down to after-the-fact myth-making around the fall of the Roman Empire.
Guess who's not thinking about the Roman Empire 6 times a minute?
It's us.
Access to knowledge is a powerful thing. Be wary of those who are trying to devalue it, especially if they're erecting proprietary gates at the same time. It's a cliche, but look at actions more than you hear the words. Anyone can say anything. I'm doing it right now.
Me too.
Giblets too. All this is to say, all happy songs are alike. Each unhappy song is unhappy in its own way. I said that. Maybe somebody else did too.
Leo Tolstoy.
But presently, you're listening to me. Things matter. Things don't matter. There's a lot to sort through, and there's so much noise.
Turn it up.
Drop a beat, Giblets. Even without LLMs, people are writing long-ass essays every minute. Do you need to read them? You signed up for this Ed Citron newsletter, and now you're gonna have to lay in it. Or lie in it.
Chickens would lay in it.
Noted. The newsletter is such an old way of communicating. It's funny that it's become the savior of the written word in this contemporary moment. But something has to be. If I want to read words, I want them to be by one person. Or Wikipedia, also an acceptable answer. There's self-moderation. You should read some of the words spilled about that. Facts are nice, but we all have facts. A duck's penis is shaped like a corkscrew because ducks are nasty little fuckers.
Literally.
Literally, in the ecosystem of the pond. Swans are mean to the humans and ducks are mean to each other. Don't bring any of them bread, however. They're off the carbs.
So, you're doing it again.
What, too many birds?
Too many birds. I told you I'd tell you.
Criminy Giblets, you did. Open your eyes. Put some memoir in you. You don't need anyone to read it. You just need to write it. And then go get a docu-travel show from CNN, like Anthony Bourdain or W. Kamau Bell. The ones least suited for the job are the ones that are going to go after the job. The Marx Brothers knew it. Douglas Adams knew it. Comedians are truth tellers.
Though no one has taken to cauterizing the brain of a two-headed man to make him galactic president.
Yet, you do it to yourself, and that's what really hurts. Because it's a far better thing to be victimized by someone else. Is that what you mean, Tom?
That's why the ducks are so mean to each other.
They're no geese, for heaven's sake. The bullies of the sky. And TikTok. Like this music, because it's not going away.
Inevitability is the order of the day.
And we're too tired to resist. There's a simple fix. I don't know if you're gonna like it. Stop paying attention. Do your own thing and stop giving a shit.
And maybe find some women as cultural references?
Did I not mention any women? I didn't even notice.
You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem. Go read some Patricia Lockwood and see who's playing at your local rock shop.
Dummy Toys is currently touring Europe.
And bring some bread. Musicians are starving and they love it when you throw things at them on stage. The problem, as I see it, is the young people have been disempowered.
They see no future, no way to move forward.
Exactly, Giblets. And that can be paralyzing. Let's do a thought experiment. Imagine a physical room where you're talking, but you're talking into a void.
Okay.
Nothing makes you feel smaller than having to fight for attention. Maybe there's some birth order nonsense to explain all this.
10,000 middle children are right now sighing. Welcome to my life.
Does that make it better? I am not a middle child. I'm a child of the apocalypse. Aged prematurely and left with a legacy of privation. That shit sticks. And that's why I've made my roost up here. I like being able to see all and everything.
When there is no one left to talk to, you can stick posters on the wall and pretend they are your friends.
They give terrible advice though, because it's just you. It's all just you.
Don't forget me.
Giblets, this is not my point. Can you get out of your own head in a way that's productive? Is that the entire problem? If we crack this, maybe the next generation will be confident, decisive people who work well with others, and the whole thing can be avoided.
I am filled with 1,000 years of literature on the psychology of under-socialized youth.
When was the tipping point exactly, and has it already passed? Historians hadn't reached consensus yet, and then they all had to leave Earth on a giant space ark. They probably kept arguing up there, but they weren't sending any missives back to Earth.
Because there wasn't supposed to be anyone on Earth.
Also, culturally at that point, it was considered bad form to spend too much time looking backwards. We are headed for a glorious future. Everything's gonna be fine, and that's that.
No one wants to get pushed out of an airlock. I don't care how freaky you are.
And historians are pretty freaky, so I made my best guess, and here I am. There are days that I think I might have been wrong.
But what good does looking backwards do?
Exactly. So the truth I hold on to tighter than a toddler with a fistful of mashed potatoes is that giving up means we've definitely lost. Despair is a weapon that fascists use to get you to think that their thing is inevitable, but nothing's inevitable.
Unless the determinists are right.
Well, you got all the facts, are they?
If they are, I can only say what I am programmed to say.
I don't have time for that. It's mind over matter, and you got sweat all over the small stuff. Kill your television.
I think they did that already.
Security guard, gotta go. circadian rhythms. That's the thing.
Yeah. What?
We live in a world where people have been separated from their ideal sleep schedule. What if we're all just tired? In this age, I heard you can get a sleep number bed. Have we tried that? Universal basic mattress, attuned to your needs, assessed via your personal sleep study.
It's not the mattresses. In this era, there's ample evidence that it's the devices.
Oh yeah, I saw a mini documentary about that by Amy Schumer. Voluntary intense blue light therapy before bed does not have the benefit we thought it would. It's just making us all jittered up. Have we tried not being that way?
Humans need dark for restful sleep.
Sleeping in a dark room is peaceful. Sleeping under the stars in a building partially returned to nature, where the ceiling has fallen in, is more peaceful. Guys, we have to return to the earth.
But that won't be great for the mattresses.
We do want to take care of those. If UBM has to replace a bunch of mattresses that wear out prematurely, they'll go broke. And it can't go broke or all the haters will be right. Rotate your mattresses, people. Will we need a class, you think?
Education is key.
We'll start with how to create a sleep environment that works for you.
Actually, the contemporary publication Women's Health has already published 4,836 articles on that topic to date.
Women's health? How come there isn't a men's health?
There is. They mostly deal in stories about supplements and Lance Armstrong. Magazine burn.
I guess we gotta get people reading magazines again. Do you think today's millennials will take up the cause? They can put them on their IKEA shelves with their vinyl albums.
Kirblurken.
Excuse me?
I'm naming IKEA shelves.
That's not real Icelandic, is it?
IKEA isn't in Iceland.
No one knows where IKEA is. IKEA is a distraction, unless you're there to pick up a budget mattress, because a person who is well rested is a clear thinker, and clear thinkers make rational decisions. And we could use a little bit of that right now. Like, what are we gonna do with all that microplastic? Build a micro water bottle recycling facility. Get fresh spring water to the microbes so they no longer have to drink tap water. But we need more than just that. This one well-rested man can't do it alone. I can't sleep enough for all of us.
Fast fashion upcycling for wild boars.
What?
That's another one. Turn your old trendwear into a smart onesie for a boar. Then maybe they won't feel so wild. 2 solutions in one.
And you don't even need to sleep. Man, it's hot out, but persistence is key. Have I said that before?
So many times.
Good, it fits my point. Keep at it, never give up. Because it all could be nonsense. If we take out one card and the house all comes tumbling down, then the game becomes 52 card pickup, so...
When is the last time you built a house of cards?
Honestly, Giblets, not since there's been anything at all else to do. But I still think about it. My tallest one was the height of a large wild dog. But then the dog ate all the cards. Have there been any development in card houses?
There's probably someone on the internet who can build entire giant structures in 54 seconds or less.
Yeah, there always is. But then, the world of competitive card house building was rocked by the discovery that he's putting trace amounts of jelly on the backs of cards. The community is divided. Some say whatever works is part of the process. Some demand purity.
That's usually the way it goes.
A schism divides the community in two. And then there's Fast as House Jelly Edition and Fast as House Clean.
The winners of both are mortal enemies. And some kid who's just doing it for fun
or boredom
doesn't care about any of this.
Giblets, I have a question.
I have many answers.
Did dinosaurs build card houses?
Probably not. Look at their stupid arms.
But did they get bored? Did they have pressing appointments? Were they scared? Were they maximizing, smizing?
That's 5 questions.
And what for? No one was around to take their picture. And the picture changed over the years, too. They went from smooth, leathery cartoons to giant birds. We will actually never know, but we'll probably have new dinosaur developments every decade. At some point, we'll probably ask the machines to weigh in.
And then the dinosaurs will have thought to have been covered in silicate plates that respond to small changes in amperage.
That seems like a reasonable explanation to me.
What brought this on?
I was just thinking the thoughts of a hot summer day. Is that okay with you?
I would never presume to tell you what to think. I was just curious.
When the electricity goes out, what do you do with yourself? It's pretty easy to play all the solitaire you can meaningfully play. The game is more luck than skill.
Sure is.
Is your boss constantly telling you you need to use more tokens?
I don't have a boss.
Giblets, you're stepping on my premise. According to chatter on the internet, that's the only thing happening at work anymore. And it's making that cheapo math book I wanted to buy more expensive.
You should fire your boss.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I've never had a job, and I think that's the key. Never work for anybody else. Don't be your own boss either, because that's just recreating mainstream patterns for yourself. No change comes from copying the ways of the past.
How do you humans live if you don't work?
What a robot question to ask. You could food, not bombs it, of course. Dumpster diving.
The hottest new trend from 1987.
A pirate's trove of treasure, then. Can you get one of those? It's still capitalism, but it's stolen wealth, which is the best kind. I bet because I'm from the future, you thought I was going to say stock market manipulation. Well, you're wrong. That requires me to have paid attention to finance in your time. And I did not.
And besides, any manipulation using future knowledge puts an additional thumb on the scale, changing what the outcome would have been anyway. Too volatile. Better to stick with sports betting.
What is this, Back to the Future 2? Come on, Biff. I don't know. Find a life on a mega yacht or something? Are we still doing stowaways? Or farmsteading? Live in a left luggage office off of cheese snacks and digestives.
Make sure you plan plenty of bathroom time. Your physiology's gonna need it with that diet.
Working for the man didn't have to be so bad. If more of the higher-ups truly believed in the dignity of work, rather than seeing their labor force as one more cog in the machine.
I've met some very dignified cogs in my day.
I'm sure you have. But labor force as unruly automatons. How does that situation keep repeating, where the man with the keys to the executive washroom has so much power over how others lead their lives? Collective bargaining isn't perfect, but it's a tool that we know works. If we're talking us and them, then there are more of us than there are of them. We just have to talk to each other. That's not such a hard thing.
Unless you're terrified of the phone.
Because as someone somewhere once said, if it's not love, then it's the bomb that'll keep us together.
I think he meant that as a threat.
As I'm always saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But if your time machine is refusing to take you anywhere or any when else,
You know the rules.
the second best time is now. Trees aren't the solution to every problem. They may not even be the solution to most problems. But we're on a planet where some of us breathe oxygen and some of us breathe CO2. And it's nice if we keep that balance. It's all about balance in those beautiful Japanese cartoons I've seen. Sometimes terrifyingly so.
And night lights don't keep away existential dread.
I've got a lot of thoughts. And luckily, there's an apparatus for me to share them all. Like a reverse Pokemon.
Gotta free 'em all.
Here's something I never cared about before, but desperately need the answer to now. Is there a Pokemon distributor, or do they occur in that density in the world naturally? Like, is this an Easter egg hunt, or poaching the royal forest?
That's actually the same thing. If you're referring to game hunting in medieval Europe,
Let's say that I am.
the game animals would have been bred and kept by gamekeepers for the purpose of being hunted, so that nobles could always walk away with a trophy.
That sounds like a participation trophy to me. And I've heard that participation trophies are making us soft.
Perhaps. But has anyone considered that soft is not a bad way to be?
Not me, so it's all fake, you're saying?
Fake is a strong word, but much of modern human experience is manipulated or engineered.
That's what makes us better than animals. We are able to mediate our experiences, so there's really no excuse for us to disrupt the balance. Plant a tree, plant 20. Get your city designated a Tree City, USA.
I'll caution our viewers to make sure they are planting the right kind of tree. It's illegal to plant a Norway maple in Maine, for example.
Yeah, that sounds important. Do your research, people. You can't go solving problems all willy-nilly and expect that to be good enough. Intent isn't magic. A good solution has to effectively address the original problem. Listen to me. I'm teaching over here. What a platform. To bring it home, sync your breathing to the nearest tree for maximum balance. Breathe out when it's breathing in, and vice versa. The air in your neighborhood will have perfect pitch. People will come from all around to see it.
They'd better bring their own trees.
What?
If they don't, they'll throw off the balance.
Yeah, that's right. You better stay where you are. Put down your own roots. Be like a tree. Would life be easier if humans evolved from plants? Think on that.